There you go.
I'm going to address today the key issue that I deal with every day as a coach. Almost every student that I deal with has a natural tendency to force the ball forward when they pitch. So when you're watching kids pitch, almost everything becomes forward of the hip, snapping consciously, pulling through to release the ball. In our desire to be good pitchers, obviously there are really four things that our form needs to serve. It needs to serve our ability to spin the ball correctly, spot the ball, speed the ball, and then of course the fourth issue is reducing risk of injury. So what I'm going to show you here today, again, is the absolute key issue to learn to deliver the ball efficiently to be able to do those things that I just talked about, okay? So again, recognize the tendency is to push, and the body posture changes to facilitate that effort. So almost everybody we're working with as coaches tend to be doing this to some degree. So my purpose in talking here today is to try to get us to understand the ideal posture that we need to be in when we actually deliver the ball. A way of doing this would be to get the upper inside of the forearm, not the elbow bone, but the upper inside of the forearm on the back of the hip, thumb down in front, and the release point being right underneath the belly button, okay? So from this angle it would be looking like this. So when I'm releasing the ball, I'm at a 45-degree angle. My belly button as a right-handed pitcher is basically facing the third baseline. So my challenge here is, how do I make the ball go forward towards home plate efficiently? Again, most kids that I see are approaching their release with their arm locked and their palm down, pulling down, driving up this way as they throw, with the ball getting twist on it when they do it. What we're going to work on here today is a way of overcoming that by learning to use gravity as our friend. Recognize that what we're needing to do here is to create this lagging action with slight flex in the forearm or the arm, and that flex in the arm then creates the opportunity for whip action with that lagging action. The other thing that bend in the arm does is that it creates space between the lower arm and the thigh. All right? So what we're going to do here is first just review some basic steps here. We'll pretend that we've come around in a circle and we've gotten this far in the delivery. So we're just going to concentrate here on the very end of the delivery here today, okay? So from this position right here, a key action is to be able to get to this hip with the upper inside of the forearm, back heel coming up a little bit like this, and I'm doing this with the idea that I'm going to eventually be throwing a drop with my action here with my hip. All right, and there's a lot more that I could eventually say about that. So we learn to get the feel of coming to the hip, snapping over, driving through. Notice how quiet my body stays when I am doing this, okay? When kids are in bad position, not effective position for delivering the ball, it almost always comes from some kind of forward effort where their hips go back and their head comes forward. So, how do we get kids to be able to do this without pushing? I've been trying to figure this out for about 35 years. And what I'm going to do here today is introduce first a drill that I just simply call a gravity drill, where we're going to put our arm pretty much straight over our head, and we're going to learn to get the feel of the arm dropping into this hip area and all of this lower part popping forward as a result of the triggering action on the hip. So I'm here like this, and I'm going to throw the ball into my glove. Ordinarily, you just have kids throwing into a net or to a person catching the ball. So I'm going to allow my arm to fall to here. The contact is going to trigger snap to there, and then when I throw it, I'll come through. So I'm relaxed, arm falls, just let it go. So the contact has caused my hand, if we were to look at this in slow motion, the hand goes from that position to a thumb down position with the ball rolling straight forward. So the line would roll straight ahead, and this is why I'm saying what we're doing here is actually throwing a drop, okay? So again, our students, when they get into this position, are going to have the temptation and desire to grab and drive the ball. And so somehow we need to find a way to get them to just relax, let the arm fall. Now I've had kids that I've coached for 2 years, more, driving the ball. And so my challenge here to you today, as you're looking at this, is looking for a way to deliver the ball the way I'm talking about. It is very difficult to have consistency without a release point. It's very difficult to maximize spin speed, and the control and everything is all tied with right here. So we relax, we drop the arm. We relax, drop the arm. So when the arm is coming forward, it's coming forward from the momentum of the arm swing. So once kids get a little sense of feel for how to have that arm drop in there, then I have kids do what I call a tick-tock drill, where they start adding a little power here. So their arm comes up like this, they drop to the hip, and they just whip. So in the gravity drill, they can practice coming here, popping, throwing. They can do that without a ball. The tick-tock drill is much the same. The tick and the tock are same speed. Most kids want to go slow, fast, tick, tock. And everything's coming right off the hip. So this is the anchor or release point that's triggering the release for everything that I do except for a changeup. And we'll talk more about that later. So we have the tick-tock drill. We're trying to guard against any push that goes on here, recognizing that their posture maintains a 45-degree angle. There's no footwork in these first couple of steps, and we're just getting the feel of release, quiet body. So after we do that tick-tock drill, another drill that we do, it still doesn't involve any footwork. I'm still at the same angles. We start in a position I call an aiming position. I'll do it over at this angle here, or right at the camera, and my hands are about eye high here. And from this position here, I simply bring the ball from the aiming position to 12 o'clock, ball straight over my head, palms facing home plate there instead of being turned out like most kids are being taught. My arm drops to a slightly flexed position back here. Instead of being locked out, palm towards second base, my palm is more towards third base, arm slightly flexed, okay? And so from this position, I go aim, spin the arm, pop it. Aim, spin the arm, pop it. When I go into my full delivery, I'm always passing through that position. So we're passing through, right through there. That's good. I think we'll stop right there.